Hey, 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 Tracy Walker here. And I decided that I wanted to jump on and do a live and just really talk to you guys today about generating leads. Okay. Now, my cat is deciding that she wants to have her own conversation. So if she starts wailing for whatever reason, she's okay. All right. But this is how she gets my attention when I start doing something. She's kind of like a kid. All right. So I want to welcome everybody to this particular video here because I think what's really important, especially as it relates to home-based business and really any business, okay? If you own any type of business at all, I don't care what it is, you absolutely must have leads. I mean, you must have leads. You cannot be a business that is a storefront and people not walk in your door to at least look at the menu. You can't have people not walk in the door to look at the clothes or to look at the shoes or to look at the bags or to look at whatever it is, or to ask how much something costs. You can't not have that. Those are leads. Okay, people walking in the door. Now, whether someone purchases something is a totally different issue, but to not have anybody even inquiring, you're going to be out of business. You're going to be out of business faster than you could even say your name, and you know that like the back of your hand. Okay, and so you absolutely have to have leads in your business, and the reality is that getting leads is what I found to be one of the most challenging things for the average business owner. Now, I am speaking more or less from the home-based business arena, but let's not forget, I have a background in real estate investment. And way before I even got on the internet, we did really, really well in that real estate investment company. Here's the challenge though, okay? The challenge is that even in that business, we had to focus on getting leads. We had to market, all right? We literally had a marketing budget where we would acquire certain lists, and then we had postcard campaigns, we had direct mail campaigns, and these campaigns would go out to the people on that list, and then people that would respond to us were our leads, okay? If we did not run marketing campaigns for that real estate investment business, then we would not have any real estate deals to close, all right? And without real estate deals to close, then there's no business, there's no money. It's like an illusion, okay? So even when you get going in home-based business, as it was for me, I understood very quickly that you gotta have enough people at least coming through that door. And your ability to close them is separate from your ability to even pique their interest. It's two different skills altogether. And I know that we spend a lot of time in home-based business, working with our teams and striving to help everyone up their skill level such that they are able to be more proficient in their prospective businesses. It doesn't matter whether you're in health and wellness like me. It doesn't matter whether you are in trading like I used to be. It doesn't matter whether you are in some type of service or beauty or athletic gear or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. The fundamentals and the skills that are required are going to all be the same. Okay. So leads is the thing that actually drives the business. Okay. And so that's why we're going to focus there in this video, because without it, like, you just have nothing. Okay. So let's just get a couple things understood. I kind of want to set the tone here for a second. Okay. The first thing is that there are two ways that you can get leads. Okay, there's like two ways that you can get leads. The first way that you can get leads is to generate your own leads. Okay, you can generate your own leads and then you're done. Okay, the second way that you can get leads is to buy them from someplace else. Okay, like the actual lead, the lead, the name, the email, the phone number, whatever. You can buy the leads or you can generate the leads yourself. Okay, those are your two options when it comes down to getting the leads, all right? So what you have to decide very early on is which method are you going to go with, if not both? or a combination of both, okay? Because it's going to require different skills in either thing that you choose, all right? So if you're going to, you know that you need leads, that is not an optional aspect of this business. Are you going to generate your own leads, or are you going to go out there and spend money to buy leads that you can speak to? Okay, so that's a branch, right? Generate your own or buy leads. Okay, now if you're going to generate your own leads, you still have two more categories there. Okay, because that category would be people that you know you're going to speak to. Okay, you're going to generate your own leads. How are you going to do? You're going to either talk to people you already know, or you're going to talk to people that you don't know, or you're going to have a healthy combination of both. Okay, so if you're going to generate your own leads, category one is speaking to people that you know. All right, and or generating your own leads is that you're going to talk to people, right? People that you know or people that you don't know. That's all you have. Okay, now if you're going to talk to people that you know, that's called warm market. I don't care whether you know them from your friends or your family. I don't care whether you know them because of your Facebook or social media or Instagram interactions, Clubhouse interactions, right? It doesn't matter to me where they come from. The reality is that they are going to be people that you know, and you're going to communicate with them from a warm market perspective, okay? The other way is you're going to talk to people that you don't know. Okay, and if you're going to talk to people that you don't know, then that's still a skill set that you're going to have, okay? Because communication is communication, right? So how you communicate with somebody that you know, it's obviously going to be slightly varied from how you communicate with someone that you don't know. The end goal is still the same thing, right? You want to get this person, you want to pique their interest and see if they would be a good fit for taking a look at your opportunity. But how you speak to them will vary. Hey, Ben said, shall we get married? Oh my goodness, Ben. Okay, so listen. So speaking to people that you know, speaking to people that you don't know, all right? There's a skill set in either. People ask all the time, what do I say? What do I say? It depends. What does it depend on? Who you're talking to. Are you talking to people that you know, or are you talking to people that you don't know? And that distinction will determine the actual, string of words that you use. Okay, the string of words that you use, or the actual language, or the actual, process essentially of words that you use, the script, if you will. Okay, that is going to be materially different than if you're talking to people that you don't know, right? That's a whole separate, slightly different type of thing, okay? So what happens is on social media a lot, I see people using scripts because I'm aware of, how this works. People inbox me and they use scripts that are meant for warm market, right? That they're meant for warm market. And I don't know them. Right. But I can tell they're newer, or they're trying to get going, or things like that, because they're misusing the tool with the wrong person. Right. And so I can see that. So sometimes, depending on what's going on, I might offer some coaching, some assistance, and people that are open, I share with them a little bit about how they can switch it up. And then people that are not, I just let them be. Right. Because it's not my job to help you build your business. That's your team's job to help you, your upline job, whatever. So you've got to be able to understand that. Okay. Now, in generating your own leads, I say you could either talk to people directly, right? Or physically, you're going to talk to people you know, people you don't know, or you're going to automatically talk to people. Right now, how are you automatically going to talk to people? Well, now you need a little system in place. You need a little system in place, right? So if you don't want to physically wear a button and go out there and talk to people, or if you don't want to go to the dog park and talk to people, if you don't want to talk to people at the restaurant, or if you don't want to talk to people at the mall, or if you don't want to talk to people at the bus stop, or you don't want to talk to people at your job, or if you don't want to talk to people, period, whether you know them or whether you don't know them, if you don't physically want to talk to people, then you have got to find a way to systematically talk to people, because talking to people is a must. It's how you get leads, okay? You absolutely have to talk to people. So how you talk to people, it's got to be determined. Because if you're not going to talk to people either way, then you might well just realize this might not be a good industry, the best industry for you. You've got to be willing to learn how to do things in order to do them such that you succeed in whatever field that you choose to operate in. All right. So if you're not going to physically talk to people, you got to automatically talk to people. If you're automatically going to talk to people, then what you're going to do at this point is you're going to have to create a little system. Now, one of the ways that you can automatically talk to people, because this is generating your own leads, remember, this is the category of generating your own leads. To systematically talk to people means you could literally just buy clicks, right? You could buy clicks. You could have a little lead capture page. You could buy clicks that send traffic to that lead capture page, and then people opt into that lead capture page, and then you do what? Get on the phone and talk to those people, right? So those are people that you don't know, but these aren't people that you're just physically out there going and talking to. These are people that you don't know that automatically came through your little page, right? Like everybody understand what I'm saying? Like, you cannot avoid this. This is because the other thing that you're going to get if you don't talk to people is a feeling of being unsuccessful in your business. You're going to feel like things aren't working. You're going to be buying a whole bunch of different things for procrastination purposes. You're going to be organizing your desk. You're going to be spending a lot more time than necessary on a social media bio or graphics or branding or anything that gets you away from doing the thing that you need to do, which is talk to people, right? So let's do a little recap on this, okay? Generating leads. Either you are going to generate your own leads or you're going to buy the leads from somebody else, okay? In the category of generating your own leads, either you are going to physically talk to people or you are going to systematically talk to people, okay? If you're going to physically talk to people, you're either going to talk to people you know or you're going to talk to people that you don't know. Skill sets are needed there. If we come back to, well, we're going to talk to people, but we don't want to physically talk to people, then we're going to have to systematically talk to people. And then that means that we're going to have to create some sort of system that allows you to do that. So here's the challenge. You have to be willing to learn something, right? If you don't already know. Because the thing is, it's cool. Like, most people that get started in a home-based business don't really know the skills of either or any of these things. And that's okay, because people like me don't mind teaching you, right? We don't mind showing you what to do. But what gets under my skin is when I try to show you what to do and then you don't want to do nothing. Now that is the fastest way to have me say, okay, do you, boo? That's the fastest way to have me. I do not argue with grown folks about a business, right? I don't run an adult daycare. I run a real business, and I want to help people who also want to run real businesses, right? With people who also want to run real businesses that have real products and services with real customers. Like, that's what I want to do. So you can have something real and stable and grow it and build it. Okay. So you got to learn something. Either you're going to learn how to communicate with your mouth, whether it's to people you know or you don't know, because you're physically out there doing that, which means you're kind of on the spot. You're on the spot. Like, you got to be quick on your feet. You got to know what you're going to say. You got to practice it. It's got to be second nature. You got to get in the game. You got to, mess up a few times. You got to do that. Okay. And it's just the way it's going to be. Or you're going to learn how to build a system or leverage a system or just have a system. But even with that, there's some technical aspects that you're going to have to process a little bit. Like, making a video even. Like, okay, you have to make a video. Why? Because if you were physically speaking to someone, they would be physically looking at you. It's like a video. except it's not a video, it's you in real life. But if you're now systematically talking to people, then they don't see you, right? And who wants to start a business with someone that they don't even see? Is it possible that somebody could? Yeah, but the ratio of which people will do that is not going to be to your favor. It's not going to be in your odds. So putting a video up there gives the illusion, it kind of bridges the gap such that systematically you're physically talking to people, right? Even though you're not right there in their face, but you are right there in their face. Okay. And the great news is that your energy and your vibe and the things that you say in that video, whoever watches that video gets that same vibe from you, that same spiel every time, because that video has replicated those words, it's replicated that call to action, it's replicated all those different things, and you don't have to keep doing it yourself. So either you're going to physically do it, and you're going to learn how to physically do it, people you know, people you don't know, or you're going to systematically do it. And if you systematically do it, you still got to learn the skill of how to systematically set that up. You've still got to do a video so that you can be more personable. And then when people opt in, guess what? You still got to call them on the phone, or you still got to communicate with them, even if it's like through Messenger or whatever. You still have to communicate with people. So you got to learn how to communicate with people one way or the other. Okay. So that's the deal on generating leads on your own. Okay. Now, if you don't want to generate leads on your own, meaning you don't want to physically talk to people and you don't want to systematically talk to people that come right through your portal, right? Physically talking to people are people that you see, they know they see you, right? Systematically talking to people are people that still see you. Okay. Now, and then when they opt in, they have an idea of who it is that should be calling them on the other end because they saw you to begin with. If you don't want to generate your own leads, then that leads us to you've got to buy them. Like somebody else is going to generate them, and then you're going to buy them from that person. Now, here's the thing about buying leads. I'm personally not a fan of buying leads. Okay. I'm personally not. And I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm saying that I'm personally not a fan of it. And the reason is, it depends on where you get them. But generally speaking, I'm not a fan of it. And the reason is because when I'm generating the leads, I know how I got them, right? Because they came through my page. They came through my page is because I advertised it or I marketed that page somewhere, and I know where I did that. Right? I know what the headline is. I know what the messaging is, such that the person gives me their name and email and I call them back. I know how they got there. I know what they should be thinking. I know what the framing was because I created it. If I'm physically talking to people, same thing, right? That I know what I said to them in order for them to share with me their phone number, their email address. Like we're clear on what the messaging was. When you buy leads, you don't know because you're buying them from another person, because you're doing that. You don't know how that party acquired those leads. You don't, just because they say they're home-based business leads, that doesn't mean that the person who opted in thought that they were going to be learning more about a home-based business. That person could have been opting in because it said, hey, if you fill out this form, which is a little survey, we're going to send you a Walmart card, no obligation. So a person sees a thing and says, oh man, I'm gonna get a free Walmart card for filling out this survey. They fill out the survey. Okay, great. Now here you come, not knowing that, and you buy up 500 leads or 300 leads or whatever it is. And now you start calling these leads and everybody's like, what? I don't want a business. I don't want a business. Hang up, hang up, hang up, hang up, hang up, hang up. Now, are we going to have some no's along the way, even if we're physically talking to people and even if we're systematically talking to people, if we're generating our own? Yes. Are we going to have some no's if you're calling cold leads? Yes. But when you don't know where the leads came from to begin with, you might have a much harder chance because you're not even dealing with people that want to start a business to begin with, which means that when you call, it's kind of like, who the hell are you and why are you even on my phone? No, I don't want to. I'm hanging up. I'm hanging up. It doesn't matter. I just filled it out 30 seconds ago. No, I don't care. Right? And you get that type of energy. All right. So those are the options though. Generate your own or get it from somebody else. Okay. That's pretty much how that whole thing works. Now, if you've got thick skin, All right. And I'm talking about like thick skin. Now, I got rhino skin, just so you know, like Jerry Clark say, I have rhino skin. Okay. However, even with me having rhino skin, because I've been in sales and business since 2002. Okay. Even with me having rhino skin, I don't want to sit there hours upon hours playing myself, trying to get somebody who doesn't want to do something to do it. And then it play on my psyche like I'm not doing something right or that I'm not good enough because these people aren't converting. It could just pretty much be the list that you got was not a good list, right? So I really prefer generating my own leads versus buying leads. Okay, because I need to know where the leads came from, what the messaging was, what the framing was. I need to know that whether I'm physically talking to the person over here at the park when I take Josiah, at the school, whatever, or whether I'm systematically doing it because I bought clicks and traffic is running to my website. Either way, I know if somebody opts into my page online, I said that I'm the person in the video. I know what they're seeing. So could I still call them and they say they're not interested? Yeah, they could, but it's kind of crazy for people to do that when it's said this is what it's for. Now, will people do that sometimes? Of course, it's not 100%, but I have a greater and much more likely chance of having a real conversation with somebody about how they can start their business if I at least let them know this is about a business. I just think that makes good sense. Like, to not tell people that is kind of like setting yourself up for failure. Okay, so that's that. You're going to either generate your own leads or you are going to buy the leads. All right. Now, here's what I want you to understand. You've got to figure out what's best for you. All right. You got to figure out what's best for you. What I want everybody to understand is that knowing how to do these different facets, right? Could I call leads that I bought? I could do that, right? If I wanted to do that, I can do that because I can cold call leads. I don't want to cold call leads though. So I'm not going to spend much of my time, money, effort, or energy in doing that. I'm not, okay? Because I'd rather not. I'd rather generate my own leads, right? Now, even amongst the two categories of physically talking to people and systematically talking to people, I would say that's probably a 90-10 for me, systematic to physically. Why? Because I like systems. I personally like systems. Secondly, I'm like a hermit. Okay? Like I'm like a hermit. So I like to be at home. It's weird. Like I'm kind of like an introvert, but I'm kind of like an extrovert. Like I'm an extrovert right now because I'm talking to you about something that I enjoy talking about because I like helping people succeed in their businesses. But outside, when I cut this video off and that's it, and I go sit down on the couch or I finish doing what I'm doing here in my to-do list, right? In my to-do list, what happens is that I don't have to talk to nobody. I don't have to have any company. I don't have to be always on the phone. My phone don't hardly even ring unless I'm talking to leads or business partners. Like, I'm okay with that. That's cool for me because I like that energy. Like, I don't feel lonely. I don't feel none of that. Like, I'm straight. That's just my personality. I'm an only child. I've always been like that. So this is perfect for me. I like systems, but I tell you what, because I've been in business long enough, if I'm talking to someone and the opportunity presents itself, I still have the ability to communicate something that can pique somebody's interest. I.e., if I'm on social media and somebody DMs me and we start having a conversation and I start hearing that they're looking for something or that they'd like to make more money or that they'd like to get healthier or that something along those lines, I can literally say to them, well, if there were a way where you could actually get more money to do this thing that you wanted to do, would you be open to learning how to do that? I can literally say to the person, if there were a way where you could actually learn how to possibly, reduce your blood pressure or possibly lose 10 pounds in the next 7 days, would you want to learn more about how you can do that? I don't have a problem asking the question if the opportunity presents itself. And that's a physical type of situation. I'm physically speaking to someone. So 90-10, it's not 100% systems because I do still talk to people. Mainly social media though, like mainly Messenger, IG DMs, mainly that. Email, people email me, things like that. Very rarely am I like out at dinner and I'm at the bar talking to the person next to me. That's just not really me, right? Plus, I'm not even at the bar because I don't even drink. So for me to be at the bar, it's because I'm waiting on my table. And if I'm there, I'm probably drinking a Shirley Temple. Okay, Sprite and grenadine with a cherry, honey. That is the best I'm gonna do. And you might be lucky if I do a glass of wine. And that's birthday, that's holiday, and that's all I have to say about that. Okay. So point being, I can go places and I don't have to say anything to people about my business. I could, but I don't really. But the reason I don't is because of leverage. I have a system that's working for me at the same exact time that I'm out at dinner. So my business is not going unmanned because I'm at dinner. And therefore, I need to talk to people here, right? Now, again, if the opportunity presents itself, I can ask the question to the server or to the person next to me or whatever. I can still do that. But I don't go out and do stuff just to do that. That's just me. I'd rather leverage a system that's working for me 24/7 in order to have that happen. And therefore, I can go and live my life. And guess what? I'm going to have leads when I come back. And I'm okay with that. And I know how the leads got generated because I'm the one that bought the clicks. I know where I bought the clicks from. And because I bought the clicks from whatever solo ad or whatever service or whatever it is, and I know what was said on the page because I wrote the page, or I put the headline on the page and I put the video together and I wrote the script for the video because I know what that is. I'm perfectly fine. The person says they're not interested, they don't show up. I'm okay with that. The goal is that now I just have to work on increasing numbers because now we're talking about percentages. Right? We're talking about targeted percentages. We're talking about KPIs, which is like key performance indicators, right? How many leads did you talk to? How many leads did you generate today? And of those leads, how many did you talk to today? And of those that you talked to, what's the percentage of people that you actually invited to take a look at your opportunity? And of the people that actually looked at the information about your opportunity, how many of them actually enrolled, signed up, joined you, you sponsored? What is that? And when you can look at all those numbers and say, okay, out of the 20 people the 20 leads that I had, I actually signed up one person. Out of the 20 leads, because out of the 20 leads, I had 9 people that actually make the phone call, right? Out of the 9 people that made the phone call, I had 5 people that said they were going to get on the presentation. Out of the 5 people that said they were going to get on the presentation, only 3 got on the presentation. And then out of the 3 that got on the presentation, I was able to close 1, for example. So that means out of every 20 leads, I get 1 sale. If I understand that that's part of my KPI, then my thing is if I want to sign up a person a day, I obviously need 20 leads a day. Do you guys understand? You need 20 leads a day to get the 1. If that example was, an accurate representation of what you're looking to do. If you're okay with getting 1 person signed up a week, then you need 20 leads a week. If you're okay with signing up 1 person a month, 1 person a month. I do not know how you can sustain a business with 1 sale a month. Tell me what business can you sustain with 1 customer a month? Lord, none. So this idea that it's okay to not have leads, this idea that it's okay to not talk to people physically or systematically, the idea that you're going to sustain a business like that is, you're kidding yourself. I mean, for lack of better words, like, don't fool yourself. That's the worst that you could do, is try to play yourself. Don't do that. So understand what's really happening, understand the statistics, the KPIs that are involved in it, and then make a decision. How many people do you want to enroll? Well, I want to sign up 1 person a day. So you want to sign up 30 people a month? Okay, fantastic. So what does that look like for you? That means I need 20 people based on that example. I need 20 people a day, 20 leads a day, which in that example, I had 9 people that, I spoke to. So I need to speak to 9 people a day. I need to speak to 9 people every single day in order to get 1 sign up every single day. So what are you doing, or what do you have in place that allows you to have 20 leads a day, where at least 9 of those people you can speak to intelligently about taking a look at what your opportunity is, or your products and your services, or whatever that is. What system, what process do you have in place? And if you don't have one, I highly suggest you reconsider what you're doing, because you're not in business, you're playing. And it is 2021. And I don't know if you've realized it yet, but playtime is up. I don't know if you've realized it, but literally, yeah, playtime's over. Whatever you were doing before, it's time to go ahead and cut that out, because that's not going to last. It's time to get on the good foot. My mother used to always say, get on the good foot. Okay. It is time for you to get up and get on the good foot. All right. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show a couple of the comments that I've received. And I hope that this was of value to you guys. I really, really do. Make sure you let me know in the comments if this was of great value, if you got something out of this, made you think about some things or what have you. I'd love to know how it has impacted you. Okay. But here we go. We've got Greg, my boy, Greg Napier. He says, talking to people is a must. Great nugget. Greg, how can you have a business and you're not talking to people? Whether you are systematically talking to people or whether you are physically talking to people, you must have people, right? So Brother Greg, he understands that. He gets that, right? Renee said, so true. I don't really remember what I said for her to say that, but hey, thanks, Renee. Renee's one of my business partners as well. So thank you so much for agreeing with whatever it was that I said that you felt you wanted to agree to. I love it. I appreciate it. Right. Sean said, LOL. Yep. I think I was talking about leads, right? Generating the leads or buying the leads. In fact, he said those are the worst leads ever, right? I mean, so when you buy leads, they're literally like the worst leads ever. Why? Because you don't even know what they were shown to encourage them to put in their name and email address. They could have said, hey, put in your name and email address and we're going to send you a free camera. And then here you go, call the time about, hey, yeah, you filled out the form looking for a way to make some additional income from home. And they're like, what? Where's my camera? Do you have my camera? Are you going to be mailing my camera? And if you're not doing that, then you kind of look like, crazy, right? Callie, good to see you, Callie, as well. Callie said, this is so true. Dang it. I got to start keeping up with at what point you guys said what you said, so I know what you said this too. So maybe, or next time when I say something and then I see the comment, I'll actually put it up on the screen. How about that? Because going back later, it's kind of tough. I don't know. But Callie, good to see you, girlfriend. So glad that you joined me here on the live here. And then we've got Kirk. Kirk goes, this was helpful. Thank you for the information. Kirk, you are absolutely welcome. It is definitely my pleasure to share this as best I can, because I just really, really want people to learn how to grow these businesses, because it's not that hard. But as Wallace D. Waddle says, you actually have to do things a certain way. That's it. You got to do things a certain way. Okay. So guys, listen, I am opening up my DMs and my messenger right now because I'm actually looking for about 10 people. Okay, I'm really looking right now for about 10 people to help them get started with a business that they can run online, where we will show you the processes. We will introduce a system to you that we use, whether it's physically talking to people, we have systems. Whether it's systematically talking to people, we have systems. We can teach you the skill sets. We can share with you the opportunity that I believe is one of the most lucrative opportunities out there that exists in terms of home-based business. And we can kind of see if we'd be a good fit. Okay. And if we're not a good fit, that's fine too. That's fine too. I'm not here to convince someone against their will because they're of the same opinion still. I'm here looking for people who want to do something different in 2021. And I want to just show you how to do this stuff so that you can just learn how to do it, practice how to do it, get good at doing the same thing over and over, and go out there and crush it. Because that's really all it takes, is you being able to take what I teach you, go out there, practice it relentlessly, be okay with falling down, be okay with making some mistakes, being okay with not having everything perfect, because really it's progress over perfection. Okay. It's progress over perfection. And if you're okay with doing that, I'm okay with showing you how to do it, because everybody has to start from square one. There's nobody that gets to skip the first step. Nobody. Okay. So I am going to ask that if you are interested in learning more about what it is that I'm doing, if you're interested in learning how to work with me more directly, if you're looking to generate an additional income from home, you're serious about doing that. And let me tell you this, and you can follow some simple instructions. I promise you, my son is 6. He can follow these instructions that we give in our team. Why? Because if it's too difficult to do, the average person just won't do it. But you've got to also decide, do you want to physically do stuff, or do you want to systematically do stuff? And in either case, you're going to have to learn something, or you're going to have to enhance a skill that you already have. And if you're willing to grow, and if you're willing to learn, I'm definitely here to show you how to do it. So guys, I want to thank you for tuning in this evening to learn a little bit more about getting leads. You got to have them, or else you have no business. DM me or inbox me for more information about everything I just talked about here, about working with me directly. And guess what? I look forward to working with you soon, whoever you may be. And for everybody else, the value has been given. Take, go forth, eat ye all of it. Be merry, guys, and have a fantastic day. Bye for now.